Yeah, there's just a lot of code duplication. Yeah? Oh. Okay, so I want to do the same thing for a shader resource, yeah. So a shader resource here plays the role of declaration, kind of. Hello, Axel. I don't know why would I do that? Name me an IDE that works on Linux that allows new Vim to be a plugin, an editor plugin. Last time I looked at it, it doesn't exist. So every time I tried an IDE, I could not get any Vim-like stuff to work, let alone Vim itself. Plus, it just uses a lot of your screen space. I don't see the point of it. Or at the very least, I can't get it to work satisfactorily. So a shader resource is just an interval. I want it to be unique in the same way as a declaration. A declaration exists of I mean, I use bash scripts to get more productivity. For example, I mean, okay, not in this case, but say I can type vi 30 and then it opens it at line 30, and this is centered. It's centered in the vertically centered. Line 30 becomes in the middle of my monitor. And that's just because, you know, actually I'm using this. This is what I'm running. And then in the end it starts in Vim. But I do some stuff to the arguments. And I have a lot of bash script and environment related stuff to speed things up. So the only problem that I have is that once I am in the editor, there are a few things that might be lacking that would be interesting to have. But yeah, until I write my own IDE, it's not going to happen. Not going to work correctly, I think. And I just don't have time to do that. Also, I learned that there was a plugin that makes this work, and I want to make that work, but yeah, no time. Even getting an existing plugin to work is you just need to know someone who knows how to do it. Then you can get it to work fast. I have very few plugins. I just don't try out plugins, you know, well, I have time left, so why not try out things like Vim plugin? Someone should make a YouTube about how to deal with your Vim plugins, and then maybe I can learn it and try things out. Let me get this to work. So my declaration has a set index binding slot. Which is now unique. Well, which has my new filter, let's put it that way. And it has also a shader resource. And I want to build in the same kind of stuff as in the set index binding slot. So this is just going to be a horrible amount of code duplication, for which I do not have time to make it such that there is no code duplication. Because this is just a test project. And therefore I will just duplicate a lot of stuff. Among other things, we must pass an owner now. The owner is going to keep track of which shader resources are already used. And well, I might as well also pass that vector index for the debug output. Yeah, that should be all. I only have to make that work. Well, yeah, kind of. And at the very least, that changes in the declaration. So now we need to compare these two. And I have to add a view with, well, two constructors to this one, and I'm gonna copy stuff from there. Yeah, Excel, I got stuck. So I'm doing this in order to get an understanding that I just could not get. I couldn't get it. I didn't understand it. I was too stupid. And I still don't know it. So I'm hoping that this project will eventually tell me what I need to know. Call it research or whatever. I'm not looking at the chat for a bit, if you don't mind, because I want to concentrate. Okay, so we have here, you must have an owner. These two are now also required in this one. and they must be initialized in a constructor. So I have a constructor that will call exactly that. Well, I don't have to call reset, I think, because we are derived from interval. And that's a base class. So let's put that first. This might not work. I mean, I'm storing now these two values, but interval is still doing its own thing. I need now an interval that skips certain values. Or maybe I can remove the whole interval and re-implemented it in a way that it skips it. Ugh. See, this thing here is not derived from anything. So maybe I cannot derive it. Interval is meant for, yeah, calls to next, of course, that are just a continuous range. Interval does not support skipping certain values. Now I'm thinking about if I want to implement that into interval. It's more complex than just skipping values, I think. So in the end, it's going to be way more complex. I would have done better to base it on, say, some kind of lambda that I can call, which then tells me, I don't know. That's the whole point, right? I don't know. I'm just trying things. I don't really feel like implementing it in interval, but if I don't, then I have to copy interval anyway to this class. So not derive it anymore, but copy the code to this class and then change it. The only only difference being that now I have then an M owner that I can call specific functions on, functions specific to a shared resource. Not talking about code duplication. But I'm afraid that's what I have to do. Yeah, that's horrible. Can I not build this into interval? To have a look. we would build it into interval, and the interval must be represented by bits in a bit set instead of values. Now I just have a begin and an end value of some integer type. And if I would implement, just rewrite this, and then implement it as the index inside, index over bit set. Yeah. Let's just make a second base class. I'm not going to change the interval. Okay, so this constructor is now storing the owner and some index for debug output, and then I'm going to write something that is based on a bit set. Let's call that a bit set interval. So it is push all the changes that are needed into a new class now, but it's still the base class. And I needed another constructor, one that looks the same but takes a random number as the second argument. And then we do not call reset, but we call randomize. This is not called reset. Yeah, I'll just have a reset here. So we need to make sure that the default constructor of bit set interval is not doing anything that looks like is not marking anything as used. Reset should do that. And then this should work. Let's check if I have to do something with the owner and the MVI in the .cpp files. Of course we have to do that in reset and next and randomize. But it's not being used in print on. Though MVI is. Yeah, obviously. So printing MVI between parentheses. Couldn't do that here as well. Okay, for now I'll just add it to the end here. Also have to change this m value. It comes from the interval base class. We don't have that anymore, I think. Okay, so make a copy of the interval to bit set interval. And edit that. Well, I do not really see a reason to change this, maybe, although I cannot have an M distribution anymore. That's pointless because it will change as function of what is used already. And therefore there is no difference anymore between the I being a bit set index or a vector index. Although eventually there might be, I think I want to work with I don't know what I would want to work with actually. It is not easy. Okay, do I have an interval.cpp? No, thank God. Okay, I need to change bit set interval in a way that it looks a lot like set index binding slot. Yeah, this makes use of set index binding slots, plural. We're going to need that, probably. I think I'm going to use that, need that as well. So maybe I should write that first. Let's see what this is being used. What do you mean, man? Everything is public. So currently I have set index binding slots used here in shader module. So yeah, then I have to add something. You see the word slots here. I have kind of, apparently I've slots, I'm using slots here, so it refers to the set index binding slot. I cannot reuse the word slot for something else if I do that. Let's think of something else. I have a declarations with an S. Might as well make it shader resources. Or you could call it available shader resources. But yeah, like before, it doesn't really matter if it's available or not. It's just a bunch of shader resources as a bit set. Yeah, now I'm using marked used here, but again, it's I can make that depend on the type, I guess. What is it called? Overloaded. So how's that for code duplication? Everything I had for available slots, I now have for available shader resources. And I guess we can share this one. At which point slots is too much. Let's just rename this to allow all. And then I have to implement shader resources. Yeah, well, let's just copy everything, so I don't have to remember it, right? And there's a new file, put it in here. And now I want to write shader resources. I'm not going to need binding and set index, but this one is not related to that. I might need something else though. But okay, let's look. Bit set, okay, we have that. Binding with I believe that my shader resources are always starting at 0. I mean binding as well, but I was an idiot and introduced binding begin. We have something like number of shader resources, I think. Yeah. Now there we are. We have a begin and an end. Shader resource begin and end. Yeah. Guess I'm gonna do the same type of thing. So instead of binding width, I could do shader resource width. Although I'm not sure if I need that width. I don't think I need a width. No, I don't need a width. No width. And index end is, yeah, like that. That's going to be simply, maybe not simply, shader resource end. A shader resource end, which is a shader resource index, which is a vector index of some type, and I need to convert it to now I need to convert it to a bit set index. Oh god, we saw that before. And then I spent 3 hours converting that. Well, it wasn't 3 hours, but I think that in this case I'll leave it be. So it is converted here, because bit set index can be constructed from only from an index POD. Yeah, that's nasty. You don't get the best of the code. Don't get the best code. Then this doesn't change. So the word slots is not good. Let's replace slots with shader resources. So marked used shader resources set, mark unused is reset. Allow all. Then we do reset. Used reset all shader resources, which is defined here, and got an accessor over it, used and also unused, which then gets all shader resources, resets used on it. Okay, so now that it looks like it is a perfect copy of what I had in terms of code duplication, except that it has different types. So it probably should have been a template, but fuck it, right? So now I have a shader resources, which is okay. Now I lost track, so I have to just start compiling and then see what I was forgetting. Redefinition, do not need that. Concept bit set index. Oh yeah, I was writing this. Yeah, this whole class hasn't been fixed yet. No, I was somewhere else. Ugh, I forgot what I was doing. Bitset type. I think that's where I was. But I already worked on binding with. I went somewhere else. This is a single slot. Oh, that's a duplicate. Duplicate. Yeah, I duplicated this as well. These 3 lines are duplicated. So now there you see the misery of it all. Okay, I'm gonna do this super slow. Copy 1 line. Put that here. I have an end here, and I have an end here. This is a bitset type. This is the slot as bit type, which is a bitset. Bit is also a bitset type. This is not plural, singular. Therefore, this is a single slot and a single bit. So maybe I need to introduce that here as well. And slot is then shader resource. Shader resource as bit, and then the type thereof. And then we're going to use that here as well, because I need something of that type, I guess. And is that type. I don't know why actually. Index end, yeah, index end is still a single bit. That's funny. In this case, it is as well, I suppose. No, it's not. Yeah, it is, because I'm creating an index from wait, it's not true. Yeah, I'm creating a bit set from an index, therefore it's a single bit. So let's use this type. And this thing has an owner as well. Why? No, I don't want that. I think the owner can be part of the derived class, isn't it? Can't it? Shouldn't it be? Okay, so not going to have a distribution. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. I'm using shader resource all over the place here. Well, I wanted to make it general. A bit set interval. I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hi gamers then. So is your name Dan? Or did you leave again? No, it's still there. Oh, cool. I'll call you Dan. Dan. How is Dan doing? Yeah, programming is awesome. It's like discovering a new mysterious land. You know, in the old days, let's say the Middle Ages, you would have the town that you grew up in. You would know that, and a bit of the surroundings up till the Great River, or if you went to the north, the Black Forest. If you went to the south, you would run into the Rocky Mountains with the snowy tops, and nobody knew what is beyond those mountains. And all kinds of scary stories were going on about the dark forest. Because, you know, how often does a stranger come from the forest? Doesn't happen often. It's a big forest. And people that went into it didn't come back. So something really mysterious must be going on there. And these days, yeah, we have Google Maps. I mean, you have internet, you have everything is global, everything is discovered. And I think people miss that. You need some mystery in your life. You need something that you can fantasize about. And yeah, well, you can find that in several places. Places where you can have your fantasy run wild. But I also like, let's say I like reading science fiction books, and then you have different genres within the science fiction. And one that I like most is what I call slow discovery. So the reader does not know. The reader does not know more than the main character, and the main character doesn't know something. So the story evolves, and then slowly you discover what's going on. I like that. And I think that programming is like that. Computers are like that. Your knowledge is now limited. But yeah, it's all there to discover. As if you go into a big mysterious land. Same for mathematics, by the way. Mathematics is a huge land of knowledge that is not discovered completely yet, not at all even. Of course, you have to be really good to discover new things. But there are still many people in the world that are discovering yeah, new mysteries in mathematics in the world. Well, it depends on what you code, but I would say yes. You need, the more mathematics you know, the better. Certainly, let's say, linear algebra If you certainly, well, if you do something, let's say with graphics, then linear algebra is a must. But it's not difficult. I mean, why do you say I'm really bad at math? Mathematics is like coding. It's exact. It doesn't depend on any coincidence or whatever. So why I like programming is for sure also because of that. What is going on in the computer is exact. It's determined to the last bit, and you can dig it up, especially if you use Linux instead of some black box operating system. You can always get to the bottom of it, till you know exactly what happens. Sounds like a phobia. Yeah, well, I don't know. If you are into programming, then I would say you can do mathematics as well. It's not that different. Are you good in music? Do you play some musical instrument, or can you enjoy complex music? Say music with tone shifts or difficult melody. People that are good in math are usually good at music as well, and vice versa. I'm not good at music. I don't play any musical instrument, but at the very least I can enjoy very complex music. I like complex music more than some stupid boom, 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 and nothing happens. It's already past the time that I normally stop. And since I feel a bit stuck at the moment, I'm not really... I can't find words. What is the word I was looking for? Maybe inspired. I'm not really inspired to continue, but then not inspired. Something else. Not motivated. I use motivated a lot also on the stream, but there must be a better word for it. It feels like there is a word, and then I think I cannot find a word, but maybe the word doesn't even exist. I don't know. Where are you from then? I missed that if you said it. I'm gonna stop coding anyway. I don't feel like it anymore. No idea what that is. It's probably really bad of me that I don't know where the whole country is. It's in Europe. Ah, yeah, Postboney new. What? That? Interesting. Behind Poland. That's against Moscow? No. It cannot be. What is this? Where's my map? The real map. Google Maps. It's above Belarus. I knew that Belarus was above Ukraine. So many people in the chat here from Russia, from Belarus, I vaguely remember that names like this from very very long time ago, and I had to learn all the countries. You never hear about these countries for some reason. Not here anyway. It's always about the United States and stuff. Although I am not really following the news, I have to say. But still. So I'm from the Netherlands, and then I never traveled further than I once went to a friend that I knew over the internet, and he lived in Poland somewhere. So that was all the way somewhere here. I don't know where. You probably remember the village if I saw it, but. And you have to go even further, and then you go into Belarus and Lithuania. It's damn far away. Okay, well, it's too far away to teach you mathematics then. Very, very long time ago, my niece had problems with the mathematics as well. She might have been your age back then, so she had to learn very, very hard, and she felt super frustrated because she didn't get it, she didn't understand it. Kind of the way you complain about it now. And then she would get with a lot of difficulty, she would get a 5 or 6 out of 10. And then they asked me to teach her as her nephew. So we sat down for an evening, and I still respect how she continued, despite hours and hours. We just kept going on and on and on, even though she was completely desperate and tired and not getting it, until some point, finally, she started to get it. Took a long time, but then the coin fell. And I cannot remember any more what exactly for grade she got, but it was fucking high, maybe even a 10 out of 10. It was really high. I think you're just, it has to click. six out of 10 is passing. Yeah, it's here. If they change that to 4, that's the standard has gone down, man. Come on. It's like they make school easier and easier and easier these days. We get the generations that that cannot do the jobs anymore because they let everyone pass, even if they just completely fuck up. It's not good. Well, yeah, take it from me then. Mathematics is easy, really. And then it's, of course, certainly at your level. It's like fucking easy at your level. So don't tell me you don't understand mathematics. Just work harder. Try to get it. It's not difficult. It's not that your brain cannot understand it. You're just not putting enough effort into grasping it. And once you grasp it, the rest will also be easier. If now you are so behind that you cannot follow the teacher or the subject, then you will not be able to follow whatever he is telling you the next year and then the year after that. It's going to be a horror. You have to fix that. Get up to steam. What is the word? You have to understand fully what they are talking about right now in school. And then when they come with more, then you will understand that as well. So maybe you should ask for buy lessons. Maybe not from a teacher, but then from some maybe a 10-year older student who is already on university or something like that. People will gladly teach you because, you're 13. Then people do things for you, really. Abuse it. Should not be any problem to find someone who's willing to teach you the mathematics. And then, well, you still have to work hard. Nothing comes without pain, If it feels easy, you don't learn. I'm gonna play a game of chess. If you could tell me what you don't understand, then maybe I can explain it. Yeah, well, I don't know. I never had to do any effort for math. So I put all my time into languages, which we had to learn. Yeah, I should have put that pawn here, I guess. But instead of the bishop. Yeah, why on earth did not I should have played this pawn instead of castling. And so on, right? I could have won a pawn here. Why didn't I do that? But now I take it. He takes my pawn here, threatens my queen, and attacks my rook. Oh no, he doesn't. I thought there was a queen. Didn't look well. Just take it. So now I can push this pawn, right? I want to, because I made a double pawn there. You're dead. You're totally dead. This guy is so dead. Can take here, right? Well, probably, yeah. Okay, I'm probably losing. Because I always lose these days. Yeah, okay, see you then. And good of you that you go to bed in time. So maybe I'll see you back. Let's not play my knight, and I'm mate. The rook is coming here. And then I have to push my pawn, probably. And then I lose my knight. Do we have a problem? I can push this maybe. I can do this, he goes just one back, attacking my rook. Then I have to move my rook, and then the rook comes here. And then I have a problem. Then the only thing I can do is push this pawn, which he cannot take it. Ah! Because it's pinned. So I predict he's gonna go there. And then I will move my rook. Maybe I can just put, oh, he's going there. No meth trade left. Can just go here or there. Maybe bring the rook over here as defense. He thought he was going to win this pawn or something. Nope. No, I'm going to win a pawn. It was not good of him to not castle. Could win this pawn as well, but let's push this pawn instead. Could take this pawn, and then he takes my pawn. And then I can put my queen here, threatening the rook and then the knight. No, the rook is defended. Oh, he's also attacking my rook. I could go back, threatening this pawn. Nah, I'm just gonna exchange. I'm already pawn up. No, I feel like taking this pawn, and then he takes, I take, he gives mate, and then I put my bishop in between. Shit, not mate. But yeah, then I lose this pawn, so maybe not. Now my bishop is worth a pawn. What was that? Oh, he did win a pawn. I have not one pawn more. I thought I had a pawn more, but I don't. The only slight advantage I have is that my king is a little bit better. Should have put it there. Oh, that was stupid. No, it wasn't stupid. Looks very symmetrical, except that my king is in the center. Can I win this? Seems so unlikely. Uh-oh. I can go here, right? Oh, no, I cannot. I was planning to give check. Oopsies. Yeah, no, I must be very happy with the draw. If at all possible. Let's go behind the pawn. Should be a draw. Well, draw is better than losing. But it was a below 1900 player. So I'm still as a point. Okay, going off the line. Sleep well, good night, people. I'll see you.